As a youth, better not snitch, no. Live fast, enjoy every moment, cause just last year I was broke. Orange Gatorade, aid my sobriety while I'm giving out backstrokes. Round one, round two, round three, no bull. You only get two piece, no bull. That's really all you want from me. Your girls at the door, Three's Company. Thick thighs, fat butt, slim waist, little bitty, but I'm on a boat face. Heard the kitty cat roar when I went deep. She wetter than a swimming pool when I'm 10 feet. Deep inside, deep down inside, I feel it. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, she said she want a fat boy with a big. I give it to her, guarantee I mess her life up. She said she want me to taste her with my big lips, but if I do it, she'll be begging me to wife up. Baby girl, I put it in. I'ma go extra. Fly boy, you don't want your girl to get next to. I put a finger in the butt right now. I bet you should be begging me to pluck right now. Yeah, I'm nasty. Yeah, I'm ready for whatever, whether day or night. I lay the pipe and when I lay it, I'ma lay it right. Should be wanting to put my clothes in the closet. I don't need love, girl, I need a deposit.
She wanna lick me like I'm ice cream. You know, strawberry blonde with walnut. I'ma call her.
Yep, that's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with Tayla Andre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the Radio Rebel. Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go. Feel it, faith. I feel it.
Hey, yay, 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 yay. Good rising, Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. How you feeling, baby? How you feeling? Because I'm feeling amazing, super fantastic, awesome. Oh, Lord, there's so much going on in the world. Where do we begin? First of all, currently it's cold outside. Yesterday was beautiful, though. 47 degrees right now. We're looking at a high of 68. Partly cloudy, windy, no sun today. Lower 57. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 65, lower 47. PM thunderstorms, wind, clouds, no sun. Saturday, high of 53, lower 37. Rain throughout the day, no sun. Sunday, high of 40, low of 27. AM snow, wind, showers, no sun. Monday, high of 41, low of 30. PM rain, snow, clouds, no sun. Tuesday, high of 35, low of 23. AM snow showers, no sun. I need my sun. Okay, as far as traffic is concerned, if you're coming from 93 North, they are down to 14 miles an hour, all the way back to Forbes Road, Granite Street, all the way to that Braintree-Quincy split. If you're coming from the Cape, they're down to 32 miles an hour. There's a little pocket that's down to 32, and then you come to that Braintree-Quincy split, and you're good to go at 45 miles an hour. Until you get closer to Columbia Road, they are slowing down at 46 miles an hour. Longwood Avenue is currently at 17 miles an hour, and we have our wife clocking in at 9 miles an hour. So traffic is already worse than it usually is at this time. Get to where you need to be, baby, and give yourself enough time to get there. As far as yesterday, we read some of the responses from city councilors. I went ahead, I reached out. Hey, how you doing? Tell me why you voted for or against the BRA. I have questions. These questions are not going to go unanswered. And we have some responses. So I want to give a shout out again to City Councilor at Large, Ayanna Presley, City Councilor Tito Jackson, and City Councilor Josh Zakum. Those were the 3 that voted against the BRA. The other 10 voted for. Regardless of why they voted for, we're still going to read it just so we can have a better understanding of their position. So Josh Zakum sent me his response about why he voted against the BRA. He said, "Hi, Tayla. Sorry for my delay in responding. I oppose the extension of the BRA urban renewal powers because I had not received what I felt like was sufficient information to determine whether or not a long-term extension was the city's best interest, particularly relating to affordable housing and development. I had been open to a 2-year extension if that would have been enough time to be used for the BRA to get their books in order, primarily so we'll know what the impacts might be on affordable housing and other land use agreements the BRA has entered into in the urban renewal zones. Best wishes, Josh Zakum." Give a shout out to Josh Zakum. I absolutely appreciate him. Sal La Montana, he said, "Thank you for your email. First, I want to say I was not lobbied by the mayor." That was the second question. Why did you vote for or against the BRA? And the Globe reported that the BRA, I guess, lobbied the mayor. So the mayor lobbied city councilors. And he said, first and foremost, I was not lobbied by the mayor. I chaired the Committee on Economic Development and Plan last term and supported this extension then as I do now. I feel that as the Development and Planning Authority for the city, again, why are they the development and planning for the city? Maybe that's a follow-up question. Okay, I feel as the developing and planning authority for the city, the BRA needs these urban renewal powers in order to make sure that we have good, smart development. I would be happy to discuss further if you would like. His number is 617-635-3200. Again, Salvatore La Montana, 617-635-3200. I'm going to post that on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page as well. And I want to give a huge shout out again to City Councilor at Large Ayanna Presley. Last Wednesday, this is her response to why she voted against the BRA. Tito Jackson said, "I did it because it was the right thing to do. I'll have my people send you a quote." So we're waiting on that quote. Ayanna Presley, City Councilor at Large, said, "Last Wednesday, I voted against the 6-year reauthorization with action plan for urban renewal. The reauthorization was ultimately passed 10-3. This was a long and thorough process, but ultimately I could not support a reauthorization of 6 years without the critical data about the land disposition agreements, the LDAs. Understanding the scope of these agreements is critical to determining if and how long urban renewal tools are actually needed. I certainly do appreciate the efforts of the BRA team to create a transparent community process and for working collaboratively with the City Council to develop an action plan. I am pleased the action plan requires the BRA to report on their progress every 6 months, as well as the publicly via the City Council meeting agenda and notice all minor and major modification proposals and eminent domain takings with significant impact on residents and businesses. Any eminent domain powers, any of them, take a significant impact on residents and businesses." That was my sidebar. I push for these, Ayanna Presley's voice. I push for these to be included, and I look forward to working with the BRA and all of you to ensure that a true community process is developed for modifying neighborhoods and decreasing neighborhood zones and increasing, in Mattapan specifically, to ensure the LDA database is complete within a reasonable time frame and well before the expiration of this reauthorization. That was City Council at Large, Ayanna Presley. I want to give a shout out to those 3 individuals, those 3 city councilors who hit us back: Josh Zakum, Ayanna Presley, as well as Salvatore La Montana. In other news, that was a mouthful. I apologize, baby. In other news, a company invented a gun that folds up to look like an iPhone. Now, this is the most idiotic thing on earth. I think this thing should be banned. It should not go into production. It should be a concept. That's it. Put it in movies, because the last thing I need is for somebody to be shot because somebody said that they thought it was the new phone that was a gun. Who has phones? My 10-year-old has a phone. My 12-year-old has a phone. I just saw an 8-month-old baby that knew how to work a phone. Don't sit here and tell me that it's a smart thing to do to have a smartphone that shoots out 38 caliber pistol bullets and say, I think we should keep this. This is a smart concept. Absolutely not. Unless you plan on robbing somebody, this in a sneak attack, this gun is for no one but TV. A Minnesota company has invented a handgun that folds up to look just like a smartphone. Exactly. It looks like a smartphone in a case. You know, the little case with old men put on their hips with the little swirly thing? That's what it looks like, in all honesty. The 38 380 caliber pistol called Ideal Conceal will be available later this year and will be virtually undetectable because it hides in plain sight. Ideal Conceal says on its website, in locked position, the 2-shot plastic gun with a metal core can be discreetly slipped into pockets like a real phone, but with one click of a safety, it opens and is ready to fire. As a female, as a single female with 2 kids, I wouldn't even carry this gun around. And I'm a Second Amendment all day, every day. I'm not a Second Amendment sister, but I'm one of them sisters that is for the Second Amendment. I think this is the most idiotic thing that you can do. When we have people that are dying, because you remember the father who got shot because he was reaching for his daughter's inhaler, trying to explain to the police officer it's just an inhaler? How many people have been shot trying to get their license, and you want to come up with a phone gun? Where my people's at? That's donkey of the day for real. 4 NYPD cops filmed arresting an on-duty mailman have been reassigned. So I have a problem with this. I have a huge problem with this. I want to remind memory. Let's go back for one moment, right? Let's go back to the conversation that we had a few days ago about the support of peace officers' standards and training. You guys remember post? Massachusetts does not require licensing of police officers. Police are licensed in 44 other states. Massachusetts needs to implement this sound government practice. Shout out to Jamal Crawford. Licensing ensures that individual bad actors are held accountable. Individual police officers should be held accountable for their actions and serious misconduct without tarnishing an entire department, right? Many other professionals require a license in Massachusetts. Why not police? Well, in the state of New York, they think that these 3 officers, these 3 officers who, so the mailman's coming out the truck. You know, the D-boy cars, the Ford Tauruses, they were in an unmarked vehicle. And he's over here yelling like any New Yorker would, yo, slow down. You almost hit me. What are you doing? They got out the vehicle. They started patting him down. Let me see your identification card. He's like, my identification card is right there. You don't see that truck? You don't see that USPS? You don't see that? That's my identification card. They patted him down and put him in the back of the vehicle. I watched this. I posted it on the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page. And these officers were reassigned. First and foremost, the man did nothing wrong. You arrested him on whatever false charges you trumped up on him, and then they reassign you so you can go ahead and take this bad behavior elsewhere? You're crazy. 3 New York Police Department officers and a lieutenant recorded a video arresting an on-duty postal worker in Crown Heights, Brooklyn earlier this month have been reassigned from their normal posts during an investigation into the incident. Police Commissioner Bill Bratton said, I can't stand him. If y'all don't know, I really can't stand that man. The investigation comes after 4 officers arrested Glenn Grays, 27 years old, while he was delivering packages on March 17th after the policeman nearly hit Grays with their unmarked vehicle as he tried to cross the street, according to the Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, who released the passerby's video of their encounter. The NYPD has already said that the incident is under review, but on Tuesday, Bratton expanded on that, saying that the Internal Affairs Bureau is looking to figure out a rationale for the arrest. We know what the rationale for the arrest is. We know that I won't say that. Some police officers think that just because they have a badge, they can do what they want. I think as far as unmarked cars are concerned, I don't think that you should be able to sneak attack me. And I'm thinking you're just a normal person talking to you like, what are you doing? And you feel some type of way, your ego's hurt, your ego's bruised. And so you're like, come on, let's go pat him down. We already know New York was notorious for stop and frisk. Bill Bratton's like, we're going to look into and figure out a rationale for the arrest. There was no rationale. Did you see the video? Next story. Terminix is fined $10 million for leaving Delaware family of 4 brain damage by using toxic pesticides on their luxury Virgin Islands villa. Pause. If this family is getting $10 million, let's go one more time, $10 million for brain damage caused by a pesticide in their luxury Virgin Island villa, I want to know what the residents of Flint finna get for the mercury and lead poisoning that they are suffering from, which also causes brain damage. No, nobody wants to talk about this? That's okay, because I will. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. It's not ridiculous that the family's getting money. It's ridiculous that they're getting $10 million. And there's people that come out of jail and were wrongly convicted, innocent the entire time, spent 30 years in jail, come out and is given $1.6 million. I feel like no soapboxing that today. Donald Trump. Trump. I swear he's paid every news, every news across the board. The woman is a victim. Trump walks back proposal that Americans who have abortions should face some form of punishment, saying it's the doctors he wants to see jailed, not pregnant women. A pre-taped town hall meeting on MSNBC found Chris Matthews needling Trump on his opposition to abortion and what outlawing the practices could mean. Should abortion be punished? This is something you cannot dodge, Matthews said. Ultimately, Trump agreed that outlawing abortion means that there has to be some form of punishment, specifically talking about women. But he walked that back. He took back his remarks just a few hours later. Well, that's progress. Because remember, there was they showed how 5 minutes he was on one show, and then 5 minutes later he said something completely different on another show. They were like, "Oh, damn, Trump. Oh, who are you lying to? Let us know." At least this one took a few hours. He took back his words, saying that outlawing abortion would subject doctors, not patients, to prosecution. His position has not changed, he said in a statement, even though I made... I'm sorry. My position has not changed, Trump said in a statement, even though it made a 180-degree turn. Let me ask you a question. If we're driving down the street and we take a 180-degree turn, did we just turn directions? I'm sorry. Somebody got to have some sense, and this man has none. And anybody who believes that nonsense has just as much sense as this idiot. I can't with him. I did not change my position, even though things have altered 180 degrees. I'm going to start using that. Oh, Lord have mercy. In other news, the first ever HIV positive liver transplant has taken place. Both patients are currently recovering. Shout out to them. This is first in history. This is historic. It is what it is. Fracking contaminated underground water in Wyoming. So for years upon years, they have told us that fracking does nothing. Fracking is safe. We can pull these natural resources out the ground without harming anyone. Well, guess what? Fracking, like everybody has known since day one, but scientists got a good stipend in their pocket to say that those things didn't exist. I want to know how many people getting paid off the fact that global warming doesn't exist, but we have a map that proves that 100 years ago, the weather was a lot different than it is today. Cycles. This is life. Fracking contaminated underground water in Wyoming. The EPA walked away from the investigation 3 years ago. This has been an ongoing conversation for years. And I remember when they first was like, you know what we should do? We should break the ground and extract all the natural resources. Oh, it won't do anything. Nothing. No. Anybody with a little bit of common sense that knows that if you break an egg, all the yolk's going to come out. Anybody knows that. That was a really bad analogy. My apologies, baby. That was a really bad analogy. Really quickly, I want to talk about these numbers, and then we're going to take a quick break so I can get our guests set up. But yesterday, I posted on Tayla Andre, not the Wake Up with Tayla Andre page, Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre. For those who do not know, I recently obtained my real estate license. One of the best decisions that I could have ever made. I love it. I really do. And what I learned was, in a lot of these apartments that we were talking about yesterday, remember a homeless high rise said that, my apartment, my one bedroom is $3,500. I pay a little bit over market rent. They call that affordable. I can barely make ends meet, but it is what it is. This is where I live. It's 20 floors. If I'm correct, from the 12th floor up, it starts at $7,000 and it caps out at $12,000 a month. And I found yesterday the BRA's affordable income eligibility minimum and maximum. So these are the incomes in which you need to make, the minimum and the maximum, to afford the BRA's affordable income housing units. I want to go back to the 10 city councilors who thought this was going to be an excellent idea. Yes, BRA. And a shout out to the 3 who said this is so idiotic. This does not make any sense. For affordable income for the BRA, your minimum for a one bedroom has to be $82,440. Your maximum is $82,750. For a 2-bedroom, your minimum has to be $82,440. Your maximum, $94,550. Your 3-bedroom, your minimum is $88,651. Your maximum is $106,400. For a 4-bedroom, your minimum is $98,501. Your maximum is $118,200. Your assets cannot exceed over $100,000. This is not including retirement, but includes other forms of real estate. If you have other forms of real estate, why the hell are you on the low income list? If you have other forms of real estate, take your ass to your homestead and go live in the house that you have that is your real estate, so you don't have to come out here acting like you need affordable housing. You have a house apparently because you have other real estate. This boggles and blows my mind. How? So your investments, including in retirement, not including retirement. So if you get some monies in and you make $82,440, but your retirement says that your income is skyrocketed above and beyond that $82,000, guess what? You still affordable housing. Do you know how many parents I know out here that can't even get food stamps but are making $35,000 a year and can't make ends meet, or on some type of subsidized housing, on some type of Section 8, but yet you want food stamps? We can't help you. You make too much money, but you make $100,000, not including retirement. In retirement, you could have $500,000 in the bank just chilling on retirement. But the BRA says as long as you're making a minimum of $82,441, baby, you can get you a 1-bedroom. It's insane. Who on earth can look at these numbers and say, you know what? I think this is good for the city. Today is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to be glad in it. We're going to go ahead and bring up our guest, and we're going to talk about what it takes to be a politician in Boston, baby. Because I'm not feeling what's going on in our city. And we need to start taking action and start voting before the people in our community start voting in ways in which we wouldn't agree in, but they supersede any of us. So I'm just going to be transparent. You need to hurry up and become a voter. You need to register to vote, and you need to actually participate in voting, because if you have an idea for your community and you think, I want somebody who can help my ideas flourish into reality. But yet there's people that are walking their dogs that don't look like you in your community. And then there's more of them than there are of you. So guess what? The voting has taken a turn, has shifted to the left. Come on now. Somebody got to have some sense. We're going to take a really quick break. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre. Shout out to Koss. Shout out to Prince Rich. I feel the faith. CC, I'm opening the door now. I'm here by myself.
I put my chains on this one, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get flashing, man. Gotta flash. Rich, where you at? I feel it. Your love is fading. I feel it. She wanna leave the club early, come back where a fat boy stay. I told her, bring a couple girls for Rich, Doug, Willis, and Bang. These girls really wanna get nasty, and I don't know none of their names. Wanna drink liquor, smoke good weed, but I'm gonna need a Gatorade. Concierge downstairs tripping about the music and the loud weed smoke. Set down 100 in the bottle as a you better not snitch, no. Live fast, enjoy every moment, cause just last year I was broke. Orange Gatorade aid my sobriety while I'm giving out backstrokes. Round 1, round 2, round 3, no bull. You only get 2 piece, no bull. That's really all you want from me. Your girls at the door, Breeze Company. Thick thighs, fat butt, slim waist, little bitty, but I'm on a boat face. Heard the kitty cat roar when I went deep. She wetter than a swimming pool when I'm 10 feet. Deep inside, deep down inside. Deep inside, deep down inside.
I would have thought she would have at least called.
Deep inside, deep down inside.
What is that guy that's here sometimes?
Oh, Reggie B? He's here sometimes. Do I have Monica's number?
I don't want to big. I give it to a guarantee I mess a life up.
I like it.
Thank you.
But if it should be begging me to wife up.
Baby girl, I put it down. I'ma go extra. 5 more.
Now,
You
I
don't
want
want
to
you
give
to
you something. This is what it looked like grass-wise when I ran the first time.
I'm ready for whatever, whether day or night.
And I
I'm
came
in the
to our
paper when
place,
the laying in the
take it to the
fight.
boat.
Should be wanting to put my clothes in the closet. I don't need love, girl. I need
Put on 5 seconds.
She wanna lick me like I'm ice
Am
cream.
I gonna
You
put
know,
something on?
strawberry blow me with walnut. She ain't as innocent as she might seem. As soon as we leave the club, I'ma call her.
Big City. Big City. Oh, that's you. Hello. Hi, Monica. This is Tayla. What's checking today?
I'm gonna make your love come down.
Hey, I'm gonna make your love come down. This was last year.
First time I did it, 214. 2014. It was Tayla and
Butella is
she's my neighbor. She lives down the street. This one was me, and this one was Corey.
Corey Allen. I met him before, so I don't think she's coming.
That's a bummer.
Oh well.
But we'll rock and roll.
We sure were. So I want to talk about like what it actually takes to be a state rep, what state reps do, why is it important for us to even contact our state rep. How do we find out who our state rep is? And do we have a list of who all is running?
No, not yet. It's still in the signature process. And you have to collect 160 ballots for each voter. I mean, you take it from the city has to check them. And so once you take it from the city, then you take it from the expert place. And then they'll...
So we're going to go step by step on what it means to be a politician in Boston and how difficult it is and how hard it is. And what kind of questions you should ask somebody who knocks on your door asking for your support.
What I should ask them or they should ask
No, what they should ask you. Yeah.
Did you call them?
I emailed them. Because I emailed her before you sent me the number. So I do have to check my emails. I have...
Cuffing when the sun stays down. Never say you don't touch.
But we're
we're
booking for April, so we have time. It's the second week of April we're booking. So the first is already booked.
Oh wow! You like me?
I'm trying to be. I want you to put it on your lip. If you have, you can. Yeah, put it on your lip. I'm gonna make your love come down. I'm gonna make your love come down. Birmingham, hold on.
Yep, that's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation.
It's the country.
Wake
It's
up
the
with
South.
Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 1.
Mine was born in Fort Deposit. But he
Fort Deposit.
grew up in Birmingham.
Politics.
They grew up in Birmingham.
Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness.
That's the type of stuff I'm into.
All right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
LETSGO. That's the way we spell. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Go. We have Carletta Williams in the building. She is running for state representative for the 12th Suffolk District. It would be a great honor to represent you, she says, on Beacon Hill, the area in the district, including of my home district of Hyde Park, Dorchester, Mattapan, and Milton. I would like to share with you some of my qualifications that demonstrate why I would be an excellent advocate, not just for you, but your family and our community. Good rising, my love. How are you?
Super fantastic. How are you?
Hey!
You taught me well.
Yes. So for those who don't know, you are Carletta Williams.
Yes.
Have you ever ran before? Do we know your name?
Maybe some have in the community and maybe others have not. This is my second go around. And for those who love and adore me, I'm sometimes known affectionately as Cece. I live in the Hyde Park area. So I decided to take a stab at it because I am a longtime community involved person. I also am a lifetime member of the Boston branch of the NAACP, the best. You heard it here, the best. And so I wasn't comfortable with the things that were going on. I kind of felt the voice wasn't loud enough to represent us and our issues. And by the way, I want to say good morning to Mattapan and Mr. Owens. That's part of my district, so that is why I'm here. I'm knocking on doors, meeting the voters one-to-one, getting some information. They're telling me what's going on, what's not going on, how they're feeling about it. I'm out also encouraging people to register to vote, because I can't do anything without an army behind me.
And who is your army? What does your army represent? Because we know like there's little windy roads when it comes to that. So where
I'm
exactly?
gonna give you like a visual of where the district is. If you start along the red line, Ashmont down to Lower Mills, and if you're at the corner of Ashmont and Gallivan Boulevard, down towards the bridge right before you go up to Quincy. Lower Mills, also Mattapan Square, all the way up to River Street back over to let's see, Hyde Park. You go all the way that way to River Street. The other side is, I believe, Wellington Hills, not Wellington Hills. What's the other street? Harvard and
don't make me lie.
Going towards Blue Hill Avenue. Also, 2 precincts in Mattapan, 1 and 2. So that encompasses a very big area, a lot of doors for me to knock on.
So what if people are never home, but yet they want to sit down and they do want to talk to you, and you probably have knocked on their door already, but they weren't there?
Well, I've just begun to knock on doors. I've done a few streets in my area. So I'll be knocking on doors from now until September 7th. Trust me, you can't miss me. I'm a very statuesque woman of color, so you cannot miss me. And don't be afraid. I'm a gentle giant. And I'll knock on your door and we'll talk about the issues that most affect you, your community, and your friends.
Okay. So today's topic is what it means to be a politician in Boston. You have not been a politician in Boston yet.
And it's not a bad thing.
No,
if you are sincerely there to represent the best interest of the people, the best interest
of the people. So what was, you decided, you woke up one day and you say, you know what, I think I'm going to run. Why the decision for state rep, and what process and steps did you have to take to make this, this thought a reality?
I thought about city council to begin with. And I was like, no.
Whose chair would you take?
For city council, most likely McCarthy, because McCarthy represents the district. So it would be him. He represents my area, Hyde Park. So for him, it would probably be that area as an incumbent. It would be a tough race. But I don't know, historically, has there ever been a person of color to represent that district? I would need to check my facts to be accurate, something else I got from you.
I love it.
Good teacher. So that is where I stand as of today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you decided, like, I'm going to run for state rep. Why?
I thought about state rep because I need some challenges, and I work in the community. And to let folks know out there, I work with homeless citizens in Boston, and they incur a lot of issues that don't seem to be on the forefront at this time, as well as the folks in my community. So there's a lot of issues with affordable housing, or housing that's affordable, however you want to phrase that. Healthcare, education, mental health issues, substance abuse. So there's a lot of issues going on that need to be addressed, or at least have an individual at the table who's experienced and worked and advocated in all those areas, and can at least lend a critical voice as to what directions policies need to go to address those critical issues.
What policies?
Well, I'd like to see something done around the housing. A lot of my folks that I service are very, very low income. And as you know, 30% of their income could be $280, $300. And a lot of my folks can't afford that. And also I noticed when I was knocking on doors, I came across a lot of homes that were abandoned. And I was wondering why, people haven't gotten to the table to figure out what could be done, or how could these homes that are foreclosed or abandoned, whatever you want to call it.
They're owned by the city, and the BRA is going to make them affordable housing where your minimum income needs to be $89,000 a year.
we definitely have to review that. I can't see that, and I like to see families in there because we have families in shelters, and banks are in the business for making money. Let's just be serious. And I'm like, if a bank has a property that's not being used, it's costing them to maintain it from the vandalism and shoveling the snow and cutting the grass. Taxes. Why don't you put someone in there, at least for a start, to get that house livable for folks who need it? And I would love to see a program where the banks are cooperating, the city, the state, federal government, to get those funds and name that program so folks could go back in that house. And the bank would take that home off their listing as OREO property. Now, OREO property is other real estate owned. So sometimes
what does that mean?
Other real estate owned. So like when you go to a bank and you want to buy property, or if you go and want to get a loan, you can always ask them, do you have any OREOs? That's the slightly for it. And they should be able to let you know, we have X, Y, and Z that's been foreclosed, and they may or may not be willing, depending on what's going on, to sell those foreclosed properties, because after all, they're in there for making a profit. Yeah. So I would love to see that. And I'm seeing a lot of building going on, and which is a good thing because it employs people. On the other hand, but it's not for the citizens of Boston. What are you going to do? And I'm just totally frustrated. I can't help folks who are even working to find something affordable. It's very hard. It's very difficult.
What is the process of becoming a politician?
Well, you pray a lot, and then you ask your friends, are you crazy? So you have to, like I said, the first step is to keep an eye on when the nomination papers come out. And you can call Secretary Gavin's office, and they'll give you the date of the nomination papers that come out. You go pick those nomination papers up from one Ashburton place, and they'll give you a packet. You can ask questions while you're there. They'll give you a little booklet of do's and don'ts, yeses and no's. And then you...
There's no class for that?
Well, you know what? I took a class, but in all honesty...
Emerge?
Well, I took Emerge, but the class that explains to you the process and then what you can do and shouldn't do, it was okay. But it wasn't as good as I had hoped, but it was okay. And due to the fact that I've worked on numerous campaigns, and I worked as a volunteer, so you kind of listen, you kind of learn, you take notes, you get kind of used to the slang that's used in campaigns, so you learn very quickly. And if you've been on 4 or 5, you learn quickly and you'll know what to do from the folks who have various positions on the campaign. So that's how I learned a lot of it.
So what campaigns have you worked with?
I've worked with Connolly a couple of times. When I first got to Boston, I worked when the school board was still being elected. I worked with a friend of mine who wanted to run for school board. I worked with a gentleman who wanted to run for sheriff. This was before Steve Tompkins. So I've worked on maybe about three or 4 campaigns. It's a lot of work, and I've usually worked on campaigns as a volunteer. And I did work on Linda Dorsina Forey's campaign for state senate.
Well, shout out to her.
Yeah.
I think she has represented us in a way that makes us feel we can vote for her again.
Yeah, hard work.
Absolutely. What would you say to those that don't vote right now? To those that are like, voting doesn't matter.
Oh, listen, I have a neighbor who lives down the street from me, and I have been trying to get her to register to vote for about 4 years. She lives in my district. I tell her, you can vote for me. Okay, CC, I'll vote for you when you get there. I can't get there unless you vote for me. So it's extremely difficult, extremely frustrating. I'm trying to encourage her to look at the pros as well as the cons. You have someone in there who who's going to not take any crap and do what needs to be done for the betterment of the district. Can't get her to sign the paper. Can't get her to sign.
Why not?
I have no clue.
She supports you.
Yes. I have no clue. I have no clue. And I browbeat her and browbeat her. I'm running again. I'm running again. Okay, you got to sign so you can vote for me. Not happening.
How many times have you ran?
This is making my second time. So this time I'm kind of like pulling out all the stops, punches, and just knocking on doors, talking to people. And as you know, I emailed you and told you I knocked on doors on Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never done that during a holiday. And a friend of mine took me to Mattapan. We were on Hollowell Street, Brockton, Savannah. So those who live on those streets, thank you very much for signing my petition. I was with Stephen. So those of you who know him, thank him when you see him. So it's been crazy. It's been fun. It's real. It's a lot of hard work and it's tiring. But those are the folks in my district and they're mine, and I will fight to protect them. Yes.
Isn't that what all politicians say? I will fight to protect you.
Well,
I will do what you want me to do.
Well, those who know me, I'm different. Because first of all, I'm the daughter of David Williams from Alabama. So I'm different. Okay? We're just going to put that out there. David and Thelma. We're going to put it out there. And so what I've learned from my parents is to be true, to stay honest, to be focused. And if you're going to do something, keep your word and do it. Do not lie. Do not steal. Do not cheat.
You can't be a politician.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Those are my morals. Those are my values. You got to go with it.
So whose seat are you running for right now?
The current seat is held by a gentleman by the last name of Cullinade.
Cullinade. And in 2014, state representative, Democratic primary,
yes.
12th Suffolk District.
Yes.
Dan was able to achieve 3,093 votes. Another opponent, Corey J. Allen, was able to achieve 887 points. And you, Carletta Williams, were able to achieve 358 votes with a fourth runner, Ruthella Cruz, with 292 votes. Mm-hmm. How many people actually vote in that district?
On a good day, I would say maybe, and I would have to check the stats. On a good day, it could be anywhere from maybe 30,000 plus.
30 that so hold on.
Because you have to remember it's Ward 16, Ward 17, and Ward 18.
Okay.
And when they did the redistricting, the district I believe had to include between 50 and 60,000 people. And I would love 50 or 60,000 people to actually come out. Mm-hmm. But, traditionally, you can look at the voting patterns and they're happy if 10% comes out. So that means I have to work twice as hard to get 50% or more to come out. So I got a lot of work to do.
We have a lot of work to do. That's insane. 30. So after you add all these numbers up, it's under 5,000 people that actually voted in the 2014.
Yes, ma'am.
12 Suffolk District.
And it's
out of 30,000.
It's a minority majority district. So I am totally at a loss and I don't know what to do.
Remember, you say you got to pray about it.
I got to pray about it. Got to call Thelma, my 95-year-old mother. And we got to have prayer, and we got work to do. And I want to thank all my friends and family members who have been supportive and who are my cheerleaders, knowing I'm up against an impossible task. But I just say, Lord, you lead, I follow.
So what is it going to take? Dan McCullen.
Cullinade.
What is it going to take for you to beat Dan Cullinade?
A lot of hard work. Tons and tons of money, and a huge voter turnout, at least 50% or more, in Ward 17 and 18.
So we are currently in the building with Cece, those that know her.
Loving the door.
Hopefully all of us will know you. But she is, affectionately known as Cece. Carletta Williams is her name. 12th Suffolk District. We have a caller on the line. Good rising, Mr. Negative, aka Mr. Nubian. I'm interested.
Stop playing.
I want to see what he's gonna say.
What I don't understand is, in order for you to get federal aid to go to college, you have to register for the selective service. But why don't we do the same thing for the junkies and the baby factories or at the welfare office get benefits? If you want benefits, you have to register, vote, and have some type of documentation that you actually did vote. Like, I mean.
So you want welfare moms and junkies, uneducated voters, to go out and vote?
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. That's when we explain to them, this is the person. There's two theories, Mike. Whether these people do not want to work, and they want the system staying as it is, or they're ignorant about it. If they don't want to work or whatever, I believe on a cutoff. Like, these people will be on welfare for like 20 years or whatever and have grandchildren.
Pause, Mr. Nubian, because I don't know if you heard me yesterday when I said that GE may be here in Massachusetts, living in headquarters rent-free for 20 years. Guess what? That's real welfare. Now, the welfare mom that collects little $300 a month from the government for food stamps or cash benefits or whatever she's collecting is nothing in comparison to how much money the state of Massachusetts is losing, the city of Boston is losing to GE having a rent-free headquarters. That's insane.
Taylor, I've been complaining about corporate welfare for the longest. I'm talking about as far as the voting aspect in our community. What annoys me is that the people who are benefited in our community will not even get our vote. Corporate welfare, I think, should be completely eliminated, and to me, it's criminal. It is absolutely criminal. Nowhere in the world do you see this much corporate welfare. I hate it. I mean, trust me, I'm not one of these, cool Negroes who just like to bash out people. But what I am annoyed with is the lack of effort I see in folks who will sit up in the house and won't even go to vote. Whether they're afraid that they'll get a politician that's going to give them a job, or they're too stupid to understand the process. Either or, it needs to be corrected.
I love you. I appreciate you. You know, I may not agree with everything you say, but sometimes I do. And I believe in corporate welfare, and that is criminal, and they should be held accountable for their actions. But how can you when the mayor and the governor's like, yo, give them rent free for 20 years? It is what it is. But I don't know what the solution is. I would rather have a voter educated instead of just eating, meeny, miny, mo, I choose this one.
Yeah.
You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. I would rather have an educated voter. And I don't know if the solution would be, if you're on welfare, you have to take a civics class. Well, maybe that is the solution. If you have, I think it would be better if you have Mass Health, because I think everybody has Mass Health. Not everybody's on welfare. So if you're on Mass Health, you have to take a civics class, because apparently they didn't teach it in school. Wasn't important enough.
And I also want to add that this gentleman that just called about the welfare recipients, there was a push by DTA, and it's still continuing to go on now, to have recipients register to vote, because I do that on a daily basis, and it is sometimes it's 50-50. Sometimes I get applicants to register to vote, sometimes I can't. So that is going on. How beneficial it'll be still remains to be seen, and I encourage all of the recipients to register to vote, because your voice is valuable.
So I made a comment about being an uneducated voter. Mm-hmm. What does an educated voter look like? And how does one who is uneducated but does no longer want to be ignorant become an educated voter?
Well, while I'm knocking on doors, I have to inform folks their right to vote and what they can do and what they can accomplish. Now, a registered voter starts voting at the age of 18 and continues to vote long until they're past 65 or even longer. A lot of the people I do run into are skeptical. I don't want to vote. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever gets done. And I often have to encourage people, you continue to have to try. I get a lot of folks who say, I vote for you. I'm like, okay, but you don't live in my district. But I still encourage folks to vote in every election. And if you don't want to vote for that particular person, vote for you, but show up. Also, just to let folks know, the city of Boston is sending out voter registration forms in the mail. They check in folks to see if you still want to be registered, if addresses have changed, if households have changed. I sent my form back in. If you do not send your form in, you will be removed from the voting polls and the voting list. And with this election coming up, you will be very blue if you do not get a chance to vote for the candidate of your choice. So please check your mail. If you have not gotten your form from the city, pick up the phone, call the Board of Elections and ask, where is my form? If you do not turn that form back in, you will be very blue come November.
Hold on, but what if, so I have to fill out this form? This form is going to come to my house?
Yes.
What if I probably threw it away? I have to call the Board of Elections.
Yes, down at City Hall.
Down at City Hall, you have to call them in order to get another one.
Yes, because it's like a voting census, and they send it out to every registered household they have on record in the city of Boston in order for you to remain on the voting rolls. And if that form is not done, your name will be removed and you won't be able to vote.
What if you just recently fixed your license? You just recently renewed your license. And then, because they ask you about your voting stat, like, are you registered to vote? Do you want to register to vote? Like, you still have to fill out this form.
Well, they might, just to be on the safe side, you need to fill it out.
Can you do it online?
As far as I know, yes, but don't quote me on that because I usually register people on the street when I run into them. So I usually register them on the
What
street.
if I just voted? I have to re-register to
It depends
vote?
on if you move. Like if you move from the South End and maybe you lived and you now live in Rosendale. You moved, if you were in West Roxbury and you moved in Dorchester because your precincts have changed.
Okay.
And your wards have changed. So it needs to be accurate and it needs to be updated.
Can I vote at the previous location that I last voted, even if I moved?
I try not to encourage people to do that, but I don't want you to lose your right to vote. So if you lived in Roslindale and you now live in the South End, folks sometimes do go back to Roslindale to vote, but just to be on the safe side, you really need to change your address and have it updated in the system.
Okay. We're taking calls, 617-282-0062. What does it mean to be a Boston politician? We have Carletta Williams in the building. She's known as Cece, and she wants to fight for you. She wants to fight for your family, and she wants to fight for our community. 12th Suffolk District. You may not be in her district, but it's good information that we're learning.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We currently have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Taylor. Good morning to your guest. I appreciate her, but the worst thing is I cannot vote for her because I don't live in the city. But she will get my vote if I did it.
I ain't mad at you, baby.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes,
We
I
can't hear
got
you.
a
It's our
good
turn.
shout out to have to get to Mr. Newton because what he said makes sense to me because the reason why I'm saying it makes sense to me is two things. What kind of folk that live in the country doesn't want to fight our interest to fought for us to have the opportunity to go vote. And then we have a bunch of young folks that doesn't want to go vote. When I go to the precinct where the town I live, I see a bunch of young kids, adults come with their mothers and fathers, their parents, sorry.
Did you read
go
it?
vote. And then I'm like, why can't we do the same?
You see what I'm saying?
If we're talking about rent control, if we don't go vote, we're not going to get serious. As you all see what's going on in our neighborhood already, Roxbury's changing. We're not going to get it back.
It'll take you off the road.
This is the reality we're facing. We're not dreaming. If we don't vote, we're just wasting our time calling this radio complaining.
Absolutely. And we want more than that. We want results. Carlota, anything you want to piggyback off of what he said?
No, just encourage people to do their due diligence and register to vote. It's very important.
So I was the idiot who got the paper in the mail. I'm telling you right now. So it had my name, my mama's name, my cousin's name, my auntie's name, everybody who lived in the house. And guess what? I threw it away. I was like, what is this? What is this? Okay, I'm registered to vote. I don't need this.
Yes,
And I threw it away. I'm gonna just be transparent. Let's just be honest. It has the City of Boston seal on it. It says each year the City of Boston is required by state law MGLCH 51 Section 4 to conduct a census of all residents 17 years or older. This information is necessary to protect your voting right and provide better municipal services. Please take a few minutes to fill out this important form. I want to know what the better municipal services are because did nobody reach out to me and say, hey, Tayla, what can I do for you? Instructions, review that the information is correct. Your name, your birthday, your sex, your occupation, whether or not you're a citizen, whether or not you're a voter, whether or not you're a veteran. This form should list everyone in your household 17 years or older. Cross out any information that is not correct and write in the correct information. Write in any additional residents to your household who are 17 years or older as of January 1st, if not listed on the form. This form does not register you to vote.
Yeah.
Hold on. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
This is counterproductive and a waste of paper. Mayor Marty Walsh, can we discuss this? Can we discuss a voter registration that I do know that you can do voter registration online because I had to change my party from the Independent Party to the Democratic Party in order to vote, and then I had to change it back. So I am registered to vote, but I feel like this really is counterproductive. Like it's looking for, I feel like this is the Section 8 list. Like either, reply to this letter or your name is no longer going to be on the Section 8 list.
Yeah, so you need to get it done. You'll be very blue. You go through the polls and you're like, what? I can't register?
No, there has to be an easier. Well, you know what? I have a feeling Mr. Newby is going to say you can make it as easy as pie. Some people just ain't going to show up.
That's true. That's true.
So we have my love on the line, 617-282-0062. We are learning about what it means to be a politician in Boston from the beginning to end. Carletta, this is her second time running. Yesterday I made a statement about how I'm scared.
Why?
Because it's a lot of signatures. Mm-hmm. But no, for me, it's like, it's $60,000. You have to write $60,000 or more. Put it on your lip, baby. That's a lot of money. I can barely make ends meet in my household, let alone make $60,000 appear.
But if you have people who believe in you and want to help you see that come to life and want to help you finish the journey, it can happen. I mean, it may take a while, but it can happen. So I started back in October, November, talking to different folks, getting their personal opinion. And I got a wide variety of opinions, and, to say the least. And I got one person who told me to wait my turn.
What does that? Hold up,
wait a minute.
Bring it back, stop, rewind.
Rewind. Yes.
We got an elder on the line. Good rising, Miss G. How you doing, baby?
Morning.
Good rising, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I want to say that out of anything else that we do, we should be voting because that is power. People get discouraged because they think their vote doesn't count. But my mother taught me at an early age that people died for me to vote. Mm-hmm. And that's our obligation to go out and vote. So the sister that's speaking, I wanted to know, I heard some of her platform because I woke up late. But I just wanted to know, what is your whole agenda? Is it basically to enforce housing, or is it, what else is it?
Great question, Ms. GJ. Great question.
Good morning. Thanks for the question. I'm interested in a wide variety of things. So I may have your topic on my list. I work with a lot of homeless veterans, and my father was a veteran in the Navy. So I'm interested in veterans, women's health issues, mental health, substance abuse, of course, the housing issue, home ownership, and of course, education. I'm the first out of a family of seven to graduate from college. I attended an HBCU. For those who know what that is, it's a historically black college or university. So I know the struggle in a family, especially large, in trying to educate your children. And it's not that easy. My father was from Alabama, very limited education, no skills per se that he could really afford to send all his children to college. My mother was able to get her high school diploma, and she was a parent coordinator in the Columbus, Ohio, Boston Public Schools, which is probably similar to that of a social worker now. So that is what I am interested in. And also, I grew up in a small business, so I understand hard work. And I would be in my father's store at 16, 17 years old, and I'd open it 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be there till 11 o'clock at night. So I understand the value of hard work and where it will take you and where it will get you. So there's a lot of things on my plate as it sounds, and I don't want to spread myself too thin, but the communities need help, and I think you need a person who's well-rounded, who's had a little bit of everything done throughout their lifetime, who would be a better and stronger advocate for the district. And also, I have been in the child welfare system with the old DSS, which is now DCF. And from what I'm hearing, from what I'm hearing, nothing has changed. It's still harder, and the problems are continuing to escalate.
Miss G, did that answer your question, baby?
I have one more question. A lot of my friends are saying that they don't really want to vote because they feel like a lot of the politicians flip the script. And I encourage them, to go and vote and stay in contact with the politicians to keep enforce your ideas. And then I want to say that even though we don't have people that are on track, we need somebody like her that's going to keep it real.
Shay, I love it. I love it, Miss G. You want to go ahead and respond?
I want to thank you for that. That sounds good. Really makes my day. So I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of doors to knock on. I'm working on my spring outfit. So if you lived in my district, I would come to your door. Granted, you would not forget me, trust and believe. And we would have a very enthusiastic conversation on what you thought was going on in the district, what needs to go on, and what hasn't gone on. I'm not the type of person that can be easily pushed.
Don't push me, because close to the edge. Hey, you gotta own it. I'm not a singer, but I sing.
I love you singing, you know that.
As far as platforms are concerned and what you stand for, what are the things that you will not stand for? Because we have a lot of questions. I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll do this. What can we guarantee we won't see you be doing?
I don't stand for a lot of crap. That's the simplest way I can put it. I like to go in a clear direction. I know there's a lot of work to do. I don't like to double talk. I need to move forward and clear with a clear direction, clear purpose.
Are you... So this is transparency, and I mean absolutely no disrespect. Are you nervous to run again? Because 3,093 versus 358. Are you scared?
No. I really have nothing personally to be scared about. I grew up with a lot of, like I said, my father was from Alabama. He was very tough, had a very strong backbone. And I just say to myself, if my father can survive Alabama in the 30s and the 40s and 50s, and I can't survive Boston, I don't need to run.
I like your daddy. Shout out to all my Southerners. what is it like to but I think Ms. G had some good questions. When you knock on doors, or anybody who has somebody come and knock on their door who is a politician who is vying for their vote, what questions do they need to ask?
Well, I encourage a lot of the voters. I encourage a lot of voters to engage with me and ask questions. And so a lot of them give me different scenarios, different questions. And I think what it is, I may scare a lot of them when I knock on the door, because if you've ever seen me, you know I'm a plus size girl.
That's okay, nothing wrong with us.
I'm a plus size girl, and I'm extremely tall. So I think that can be a little intimidating to some folks, but once they get to talking to me, you know, they'll see the warmth, the friendliness, the kindness, and they kind of say, she might be able to get it done.
Get her done, get her done. But what question should I ask a politician that is like, you know, Tayla, I want your vote. Well, why should I vote for you?
I usually ask folks, what are they looking for? And when they ask me why they should vote for me, I give them a little bit about my background, a little bit about the efforts that I do on a daily basis to work with the citizens of Boston who are just trying to survive on a day-to-day basis. So I let them know I've done a little bit of this, a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of this, and it kind of shapes it to have a person who's done a little bit of everything and well-rounded person that I think you would need to be a good advocate. And due to the fact that I'm out there knocking on doors, that's a real surprise, you know. And I was like, I sent you the email the other day. I was on the street, Hollowell Street, Mattapan, and I came past a Hispanic gentleman, and he saw us outside knocking on doors, and he was so glad and grateful to have someone come out and knock on doors.
Really?
And since I've been doing this, I get a lot of kudos for coming out and knocking on doors, and I would be too scared to do this, and how could you do this? And I'm like, it's not a problem. You go knock on a door, and I go run my mouth, and it's a done deal. And I'm still working on collecting my signatures, so that's always been good since I've been knocking on doors. You get the voters engaged, you get them relaxed, and they'll be willing to talk to you to let you know what's going on, what's not going on, and that they're hoping that you make it. If not, continue to fight.
So what about, is one of the questions that you asked, do you need help to the polls? Is that a question that you find a lot? Do people need help to get to the polls? I guess that's the question.
I haven't run across anyone who has asked, but I do let them know. Most likely you can call the City of Boston. The City of Boston will provide assistance. If not, I will come and get you. If you don't mind riding with a stranger.
You sound like Bernie Sanders now.
I'll come and get you.
Bernie has his own app. He has his own app. If you need, you don't need to call Lyft or Uber. Just call Bernie's app if you need a ride to the polls. He really was doing that, and I can't think of the 3 states, but it was a few weeks back.
I might have to clean out the back, throw everything in the back of the cars with the signs, the shoes, the pumps, the pearls, different parts of my clothing that I've shattered running around the city, but I'll come and get you if I can.
Hey, aw. You know what? Why do you think we don't have more politicians that are people related, that are for the people? Why do we have so many corporate politicians that are long standing, that have been their incumbent, they've been in their seat, nobody's able to defeat them? They're career politicians. Why do you think we have so many career politicians with so many irate citizens, but not enough politicians that are for the people?
That's a good question. I can only speak from my point of view. I'm the type of person that I would want for my local representatives. Someone who's not coaxed. I'll leave it at coaxed.
Lobbied. How about that? You won't be lobbied by anybody.
Won't be lobbied by anybody. And I want someone who is going to be real, tell it like it is, and won't be backed into a corner and pressured to vote this way. If I don't know you from a hole in the wall, you get nothing from me. And I'm not going to vote for something I do not read. You know, I often tell my clients, read things before you sign them. So I have to make sure I do my homework, and I do my homework thoroughly.
I have a message over here that says that we don't need politicians. We need to be people governed. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you can have order among chaos with no politicians. But has there ever been a time that Boston has had politicians that have been for the people?
Well, it depends on each individual's interpretation.
Because I'm 30.
I haven't experienced it, but like I said, it depends on each person's interpretation. I don't see it. I mean, not yet anyway. I could be wrong, but I don't see it.
No, I don't take that as enough.
Pretty fair to say. Fair to say.
What about the person who's currently listening right now who's saying, listen, I'm at every community meeting. I'm there where I need to be. I'm in those spaces. My voice is being heard. I don't see any changes with my politicians. I've spoken to my politicians. They're not giving me the feedback or the results that I demand as a tax-paying citizen. I want to maybe possibly think about running because I'm not seeing any results from those that have already ran. What about that person that's just like, I'm scared, but I can't do it? Transparency, what would you say to me if I decided to throw my hat in one of these races?
I would be so excited. Oh my God. And I tell you to do it. You have nothing to lose, everything to win. You'd probably make a ton more of friends. You definitely would get a backbone. You definitely would plant your feet firm, and you would not let anybody move you.
You think so?
Yes. If you are determined enough, and you're going to hear a lot of crap. Let's just put it out there. And everybody has an opinion, and that's all it is. And some may know you, some may not. But you say, okay, holla, see you, gotta go. Because that's what I tell the naysayers when they say that to me. I'm up against insurmountable odds. And I know that. And I'm realistic. But no one's going to stop me. It's just not going to happen. I have the determination and the spirit in my blood.
And that's because of David and Thelma.
David and Thelma. David and Thelma.
So I appreciate you coming here. What else would you like to say to the listeners, to the voters, to the people, even if they cannot vote for you? Why do they need to call their friends and family that are in your district? And once again, let's outline your district again. Why do they need to, lobby their friends and families to vote for you?
Okay. Once again, good morning. My name is Carlotta William, affectionately known as Cece. And I want to speak to the folks of Milton, precincts 1 and 2, Ward 16, 8 and 11, 17, 4, and the various precincts in 17, I believe 10 through 14, Ward 18, precincts 1 through 6. 6 is mine. I'm counting on you, Ward 18. Woo! Precinct 6, counting on you, and also precinct 21. We all vote at the Chittick, so I will see you election day at the Chittick with the pearls on. But if you want a person who's honest and not scared and who will fight to the very end to defend your right, whatever that is, I want to be the one. I want to be there.
Last question. It should have been the first question. What is a state representative and what do you do, or what can you do? Do you change laws? What do you do?
I want to see some laws changed in terms of basically we implement the laws, review the budget, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that, collaborate on different committees. So I'm interested in the housing issue, the substance abuse issue. Healthcare, mental health, and issues for women. And I want to be able, if I'm given the chance by the voters, to be clear, to be firm. There's a lot of things that are going on that I would like to see policies change, especially with the affordable housing or housing that's almost affordable.
Nowhere close to affordable.
Work on the mental health piece, and definitely work on the substance abuse piece. Because I see a lot of that day to day, and with the opioid explosion, I'm pulling people out of the street, which is unbelievable. I had to pull a woman off the corner of Albany and Mass Ave because she was bending over, and if a semi truck would have came, she'd have been gone. So it's very heartbreaking to see things that are going on, and policies are not being put there to address those issues. I know Charlie Baker, our current governor, has worked on the opiate issue, and I thank him for that, but I think a lot more needs to be done. And I know our current mayor, Walsh, is working on the housing shortage, but also you have to remember a lot of folks in the city, hard working citizens, are entitled to housing, and that's not coming as fast as it should be, or I'd hope. So I'd like to work on that to get it where it needs to be.
I hope that everything works out for you. I want to see you in that seat. I want to see you make the changes that need to happen in the city. We touch and agree. And when two or more touch and agree,
yes,
we need somebody who is going to fight for us. We need somebody who is going to vote not for the money or for the ego boost or for the fame and popularity that you're going to get from, no.
I'm already popular. That's no problem.
We need somebody who's going to fight for the people. And I don't feel like we have enough politicians that are out here for the people, wanting to help the people. And it's a lot of selfishness.
Yeah.
So I thank you for your selflessness, because I can't imagine how much sacrifice it is for you to get up and go hit the doors after working
8 hours
helping, and you're in a field that is filled with, I don't want to say depression, but it's depression. And it can, I know from my standpoint, it's disheartening, and you feel like giving up, and it's just like, how can I help all of these people? So I thank you, because your work is tireless, and then you come home and do more tireless work. And I think that's a testament to the work that you're willing to put in for your constituents.
Yeah. So the first time I ran, I want to say this, I was so worried about who's going to take care of my people, who's going to take care of my folks, who's going to do this, who's going to do it. I was like, okay, relax. Somebody was there before you got there to take care of them. Somebody will be there after you go. So that has helped me know that it's going to be all right. And a lot of my peers and clients I see on the street are pushing and cheerleading for me to take it to the next level.
Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. Now, we have a couple more minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and take this call. 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller. You're live. Good rising, Miss G. Miss G? No? I guess we lost her. Or maybe this is her again. Good rising, Miss G.
My connection disconnected.
That's okay.
To say, I think that politics is a thankless job, but I there's role models. Shirley Chisholm and Martin Luther King's wife, on and on. And the fight is continuous. It's not just a struggle, it's a continuous fight. So even though some people lose spirit, you have to remember where we was and where we're going.
Thank you, Miss G, because I know you're a fighter. You've been fighting for years.
Years and years, and I'm not going to stop. And I don't have no love for Marty Wells, so I don't really advocate Marty Welsh. I just say let's fight past that.
I love you, Miss G.
Okay.
You want to piggyback off of anything?
I just want to say one thing: never surrender.
Never surrender. And we definitely will not hear either. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking Up with Tayla Andre. Thank you, Cece. I don't think we can't call you by your name no more because we know you. So we have to affectionately call you by your nickname. But the ones who love you, Cece, thank you for your time. Welcome. Thank you for your love, your support. And I hope you're able to win, baby. Let's get you in that seat. Let's see some changes. And let's get some more women of color.
Yes. Yes.
In all of these seats.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Ashe, Ashe, Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an awesome day. Mwah.
Did you get to play my theme songs?
Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with Tayla Andre.
I sang to you, though.
Yes, you did. Bless your heart. Okay, so I need to take this back.
Oh, you can take them back.
Yeah. Then I need to go put my car in the shop. I got to get it changed, get the oil. And if I get any more tickets, I'm going to scream. Oh my God.
Come say bye to YouTube.
Where? Oh, you was on. Oh, oh, we gotta take a picture.
We gonna take a picture.
Oh,
but this is just YouTube. Take a minute, say hi to them.
Good morning, YouTube. How's life treating you?
And whatever you want to say to them.
It was good being on her show this morning. Got to talk a lot about the issues. Hopefully you'll go out and register and vote.
Amen. Hallelujah. Ashe, Ashe. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Love you. Appreciate you. Mwah.